friends, it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. It is Friday, December 29th, about 10 p.m. I had hoped to film this way earlier in the day, like, you know, when it was still light outside, but things happened. Things being like, you know, I got carried away with planning my plans for next I think my glasses are crooked. Like, look, when I close them, look, that one is, and it didn't used to be like that. Need to go to the optometrist and get them to correct it. Anyways, sorry, got a little distracted today. But like, look, it's like, okay. My guess is it happened in hospital. Probably while wearing headphones so that I didn't disturb my neighbor. I think I would push this one up so that it wasn't pressed down. I think that's what's happened. It's also possible my head's crooked, so you know, whatever. I was saying I got carried away with planning my plans for next year and printing out way more pages than my husband would like that I printed. I keep telling him we need to switch to the Epson Eco Tank because, one, we need to replace our printer. It's taken a topple several times. The tray that receives it, like, doesn't really work. But then also it is just a ink guzzler. It's an HP. Had it since, well, before we were married. Oh my gosh, these glasses, I'm sorry you guys. Anyways, had it since before we got married and we need to replace it, and I keep telling him we need to switch to the Epson Eco Tank, but he looks at the pack of ink and he's like, wow, that's $80 or whatever it is to get the replacement ink. But like, I don't think he's fully comprehending how much ink it is. Like, it's a lot of ink. And then, you know, he only really considers what he prints, which isn't very much. I am the printer in the family, and that's because I prefer, especially for knitting and crochet, to work off of a paper chart as opposed to digital. It's just easier for me to follow along, check it off, highlight things, write on it. So yeah, and I was printing off a lot. Like, I was up and down the stairs retrieving what I printed. I was making up project bags, not the sewn ones, just the like waterproof kind, but putting in patterns or cover pictures and writing down the challenges that I plan on doing. Printing out like a book challenge I found that I'm going to share with you guys. My complete scriptures in a year tracker, because I want to actually do that this upcoming year. I have tried and failed so many times. Leviticus gets me every time. But if I make it the thing that I walk home from work to, or do like 30 minutes of knitting to, or something like that, I think I can do it this year. And I'm going to do it more as a getting through it than a like deep dive study. So in future years, I will use my like study editions of the scriptures to look more deeply into it. But I have never read big portions of scripture, the Bible, mainly the Old Testament, and I really would like that to change. I really would like to have actually read the whole scriptures. So that is one of my big goals for 2024, and I found a tracker, and that is not what this video is about. That's what tomorrow's video is about. I'm so distracted, you guys. I'm not getting enough sleep, and sometimes that makes me a little loopier than normal. Like sometimes you get the version of me that's like, I can't go on, life is too much, blah, 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 like that. And sometimes you get the like, talks too much and goes off on 3 billion tangents, which is what it is right now. So anyways, we're doing WIPGO boards today. But yeah, so I also edited my December 25th vlog, which took me at least 2 hours, if not more, to edit. That took a long time, and then it had to export, and I couldn't do anything on my phone while it's exporting. But because it was so long, had so many clips, and then it had pictures on top of clips, and it had the music part, it just took forever to export. Like, seriously, I think over an hour. So, yeah. While it was doing that is when I started to pull everything for tomorrow's video or Sunday's video. I want to do it before it's actually the new year, and I need to be able to edit it. So I'm hoping to do it, to film it tomorrow. But tomorrow we're also going to go to Michael's and or Joann's so that I can look at possibly getting a happy planner. I'm not sure if that's the road I'm going to go down this year. I do have a few planner options, as you know, as I do. I've got my bullet journal, but I'm thinking of using the bullet journal more as like a challenge tracker. I've got my creatively crafting cross stitch planner, but again, I think I'm going to use that more just for cross stitch tracking or things like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to include knitting or crochet on it because it is cross stitch related. Not that I couldn't do that, but I don't know. So for things like life planning, I want to get a different planner. I do have the planner I took to school and stopped using in October, but it's 6 months, and I tend to prefer to have a whole year. Like this one is one that started in July and then it goes till June or something like that. It started in June and goes to May. So it's one or the other. And so yeah, when I'm doing stuff for the home, I tend to prefer the whole size. And then I also like to have like a smaller version than I can have for my purse, but then also a big version because I prefer to look at big things. And so, yes, so many options, but yeah, so I've never found the perfect planner, and so I switch from brands and planner types and all that kind of thing all the time because I'm never fully happy. So, yeah. But I do love this WIPGO boards in here, and I like that it's on the dot grids, and I have several challenges I'm working towards, and I'm just kind of thinking that if I put all of the challenges in here, I could like reference that and everything. But at the same time, like there's a part of me that wants to try bullet journaling again. Oh, wow. Didn't know that was in there. But I don't think that's for this year. I think it's for another year. In part because I like to have it all set up before the year begins, and it's way too late in the game for that. So, and all of this should have been said in tomorrow's video because we're here to talk about WIPGO. So this is my WIPGO preview, and my preview for January. It's my WIPGO January preview. And the main reason why I wanted to film it earlier is because the lighting is better when it's daylight. But we're just doing like start stuff. And yeah, oh man, I didn't even put on my wedding ring. Anyways, I don't tend to wear it when I'm at home. Like, if I've gone out for the day, then I come home and I'll wear it. But if I've just been home all day, I don't tend to wear it. Oftentimes, my floss gets caught in the diamond, like, and sometimes that's frustrating. But, yeah, whatever. Okay, so numbers 9 and 22 were called for this month. And I have 6 WIPGO boards and then also something else. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But so let's start with the regular cross stitch WIPGO board. So I'm going to start with number 22 is Token of Love. And I looked for this pattern for probably an hour, or this project for probably an hour. And the reason why is because this project bag that it's in used to have my Around the World project, Around the World in 80 Stitches. Apparently I moved that to a different bag or something. So I didn't even think to look in this because I knew it wasn't in here. I even had a label on it that says Token of Love. Don't even know. This is a bag I made myself. Isn't it pretty? Unfortunately, the stick-on Velcro is coming unstuck. I want to learn how to do them with zippers. Like, you know, finish conquering the fear of zippers that I've been working on. Okay, so Token of Love was a stitch along. Let me see how long ago I started this, because I started it as it was coming out. Is there no page that says, like, apparently not. Here's what I do know. I was still living in Fresno, and I moved from Fresno in 2014. Stickadine van der Weyenberg. I don't know, does she even design anymore? And I don't have a cover picture to show you guys, apparently. I mean, this pattern is only 8 pages. There's no reason why it should be taking me this long. Oh, you guys. Okay. So, I had initially started this for my grandmother who passed away in December. Then I decided, asked one of my South African aunts, the wife of my father's brother who passed away a few years ago. They were at the river and he got pulled under through a pipe and died. And so I asked his wife and mother of my 3 cousins if there was something I could make for her. And she said, a pillow with red. And I had already started this in this absolutely gorgeous DMC 777. I think it's showing up brighter in the camera than it is. If you have your DMC near you, go find 777 and look at how beautiful this is. It's just really beautiful. And so a year or so ago, I decided I'd made my grandma a quilt. And I've made her a small cross stitch before. And I decided that actually this would suit my aunt better. She showed me a picture. She sent me a picture of where she would like the pillow. She probably thinks I've forgotten all about this. But I haven't. I just need to do it. And And I thought this would be perfect there. And so now I need to finish it. And by finish it, I mean do most of it. It's okay. It's okay. We're not worried about that. Okay. There's other things to be worried about. Have I not been marking off the pattern? No. No, I have. I had it in the wrong direction. Oh, gosh. Okay, so apparently the last time I worked on it, I was so gung-ho I was going to do this that I left it on the Q-snap. Okay, so this pattern is 8 pages. And most of this is still on the first page, if that gives you an idea of how very little I have done. So, where this is at, there is about 25 more rows. So the end of this motif, so imagine it just continues diagonal to about here. And then there's 7 rows. So about around here is where the next page will start. But so I really like it. I think it's pretty. I think it's a good color. I just really need to get working on it. So I'm kind of happy that this was one of the first ones called, because I'm also hoping that working on it again will get me to want to do more on it. And also 1,000 stitches should definitely finish the first page, or at least because I like to complete a whole motif. So at least get me so I'm not just on the first page. I have about 15 stitches on page 2 completed. I can show you that very little section. Oh, you guys, this is not my finest hour. But yeah, I really would like to get this completed and give it to her. Her oldest son, Storm, just got married at the end of November, and his wife is pregnant, I think with a boy. And so that's really exciting for them. Unfortunately for my aunt, he moved to America, Kansas, I believe, because it was hard to find work, or work that paid well, over there in South Africa. And because his dad had passed, he was contributing to the family finances. And so I can't imagine how hard it is for her to like have her son married and expecting a baby, and she's so far away. But anyways, so this is Token of Love, and I am going to, all the dogs are sleeping, so I'm going to take a risk and put it down on the ground. The next one, number 2, that was called, is Country Magic Stitch Designs. So I brought all of my options to share with you guys. And 4 out of the 5 are Lord of the Rings related. And I realized that that is a prompt for one of my other challenge groups. So I think that I'm going to not do this 5th one, which is Winterfell. And I have that one just barely started. So I will not do this one, and I will instead do one of the Lord of the Rings ones. The one I am leaning towards doing the most is Welcome to Erebor, and that's because my friend Moray, just started a dragon stitching cross stitch group. She hasn't posted any challenges or anything yet, but you're supposed to be stitching on something with a dragon, and I'm not really a dragon stitcher, just like I'm not a mermaid stitcher, or a fairy stitcher. However, this one, Welcome to Erebor, has a dragon right there. I didn't have these printed in color. So you can't see how beautiful it is. But the nice thing about this designer and these designs is there's very few colors and it's very color blocky, which makes for some nice, fast, easy stitching. And here is where I am at on this one. Oh, great. Okay. Love when I do these things. I apparently decided I was going to try this one ungridded. Probably I was being lazy, hadn't gridded it, and was like, we're going to try this ungridded, which so like me to do, and it's so annoying when I do this. Yep, that is what happened. That is definitely what happened. Fantastic. Okay, so not only did I not start at the edge, there's no gridding on it. And that is even less than Winterfell. That is all I've done. So let me just orientate myself here on this. Oh, great. I am considering working on this and trying the Royal Rose. And what I will do in order to make sure I'm starting at the right place is I will start the Royal Rose from the middle and work towards this edge first. The Royal Rose is a method by Alison Royal, and it's got all this terminology that relates to royalty and castles and dungeons and moats and stuff like that. But basically what you're doing is you're working in towers. Towers are 10 across by 20 down. And you will work a tower and then move to the next tower. So then you do 20 across the whole project, or some people do it across a page, and then you'll go and you'll start working your next tower. I've tried this method on one other project, and I was getting lines. I know, though, usually when you wash a project, that works itself out. So I want to try it again, and I want to try it on a fairly easy project. And I feel like these ones would be easy ones to try them on again. So I may do that. We will see, because I gotta sort out that stupid random start that I did. So Erebor is a maybe, okay? Seeing what I did there, just put it from the yes, I'll do it to a maybe. I mean, maybe I'll try the Royal Rose method without gridding. Okay, another one I have started, and this is probably the one I'm the furthest on, is the Shire. And I just love that. I can't remember if this is the first one I started or the second. But here is where I am at on it. So a lot of sky. And this might be one that would be easy to just get a lot of stitches in. Like, probably get 1,000 pretty quickly on this. Then we have Welcome to Rohan, which, to be perfectly honest, I don't even remember starting. So we will see. Oh, well, there might be a reason why I don't remember starting it, and that is because that's the grand total of what I did. So I will probably not choose Rohan to work on right now. And the last one is Visit Mordor. And I mean, I even put this one in a fancy bag. Okay. So here it is. And I do really like this one. Just because, oh, you know, I didn't show you the cover picture. But I just love the whole thing with, like, the whole evilness of Mordor. And it's like, come visit us. So that's what it looks like. And that will be pretty blocky. So like I mentioned, these patterns are 4 pages, which is so nice. And it is so, they're all the same size. There's a ton of options. I'm not sure if she's still on Etsy. She has a website though. And I thought she was located in America, but apparently she's either Russian or Ukrainian. Might be Russian because I think she got kicked off of YouTube, not YouTube, Etsy. But then she's back on it, so maybe she's not Russian and she is just Ukrainian. Not just Ukrainian. I mean, I didn't mean it like that. Ukrainians are fantastic. There are a bunch of great Ukrainians at my school, so please don't get offended by poor word choice. Okay, so every design is 128 by 176. Completely manageable. They're pattern keeper friendly. They're just nice, easy patterns. So I'm thinking I am between the Shire and Mordor. And it might depend on what some other challenges are. Oh my gosh, it's been 30 minutes. Jeez Louise, girl, you talk too much. Okay, Christmas one. We have Royal Holiday Queen. So I have Royal Holiday Queen and Celtic Winter that were both chosen. I will be putting them on my stand. I will decide which one in which order. Although Celtic Holiday, I think I started in a really weird place, so I might not put that on the stand. But I will do the 1,000 stitches and then I will switch to the other one. So, Royal Holiday. This is what she looks like. She's so beautiful. However, at present on my whip, she looks dreadful. Oh gosh. Well, for one thing, I'm not very far along. Shocker, I know. But, her poor face at the moment looks like that. So want to get that all tidied up and make her not look quite so horror show like. Do I have the tag still on this fabric? Here it is. I need to rescue that. This is a color and cotton. I went to check their website yesterday to see if they were accepting people into their hand-dyed fabric club. Because, where are you from? Anyways, but they were still closed, which sucks because I love their fabric, and it sucks that I stopped working and the pandemic happened, and so I had to disenroll because it was just an expense I didn't need. And I've yet to find it open again and I've been looking for like a year. So that really sucks. But it is what it is. I did, however, find Fiberlicious was open for subscriptions, enrollment, whatever. And so I did join her Fabric of the Month club again. I used to be on it, but again, when the pandemic happened and I had to stop working, I quit it. And I think this year, I'll talk about this in tomorrow's video, but I think this year I'm going to par down on my yarn subscriptions and try to have a couple fabric ones because my fabric choices are getting harder. Like I'm running out of fabric. And since the store is not selling very large cuts for me to use, I guess, whatever. Like I used to hand dye the big 30 by 36 pieces. I would coffee tea dye them. Now I can't find 30 by 36 28 count anywhere. And I mean, I guess online, but I prefer just buying it at the store. So yeah, so I'm joining Fiberlicious again, and she does amazing fabric. I love her fabric. So that leaves Celtic Winter. This is another bag I made. Isn't that a gorgeous fabric? And just a plain blue. And this one is not falling off. So sometimes they stick and sometimes they don't. Okay, this one is a color conversion. So this is what she was charted to look like. And I just didn't think it matched the other seasons. And so I saw a color conversion I really liked. This is the picture that was there, and it is very, very difficult and hard to see. But there you have it. I think the colors are so much more suited to winter and just the whole thing. So this one though is a bit more difficult to work on. Yeah. In part because, yeah, that's why. You you stitched the autumn version of the lady. Yeah, you stitched the autumn version of the lady, and then the rest is the winter chart. So you're having to make sure everything lines up, all of that kind of thing. Yeah. So I can't even find my other notes. I hope they're on my computer somewhere. If not, oh well, we'll muddle through it. Yeah. I don't know why I'm like digging around in here like I'm suddenly gonna find notes when that's what it looks like in there. There's clearly no notes. But, okay, looking at what I highlighted on the chart, I might actually be able to stick this on the stand to work on it. I am in the skirts because I think I decided it would be easiest to complete her dress and then to sort out the rest of trying to get it all to match. So, like, the border can be adjusted around her. I don't know if I need to convert the hair. I don't remember about that. But, I mean, so I'll probably fill in over here for 1,000 stitches. So yeah, maybe I'll put this one on the stand first. Who knows? And then the other thing I do to help me when I do color conversions like this. Oh, okay. I have a little note on here. Celtic winter conversion, hands, face, hair, and border using winter pattern. So it's the hands, the face, the hair. That's all the winter one. So the dress basically is autumn. And the thing I do is I go through and I white out the original colors and put in what the color is that I'm converting it to. So that's what I've done here. So those were my two cross stitch WIPGO boards. Let's get that in there. The goal is 1,000 on each of those. However, last minute, like last night, I made another decision, and that is I've had the Brooks Books animals since pretty much they were getting released. And I've completed 2 of them. So I decided that I will start the 2 numbers that are called each month and work on them so that basically these are progressing along. So this is the first one, and that's, I think, Katie Kitty, and she's so cute. Like, honestly, these shouldn't take that long, but you know how hard it is for me to stay focused. And here is number 2. I think it's Peter Polar Bear. And he is so cute. So I have all the fabric. It's all cut out already. So I printed off numbers 9 and numbers 22 to start this month. And these are still, I believe, I haven't double checked, free on her website. So this is number 9, Kenny Kangaroo. And he's just a cool looking dude. And number 22 is Pink Panda. And I love this one. We love pandas in my family. So super cute. So then the next thing that will be difficult is trying to keep the numbers straight. Because I'm probably not going to finish them each month, but I don't know. Maybe I'll take a friction pin and just write the number at like on the corner of the fabric, just write like a small little number right there. We will see, but I'd really like to make progress on this whole series. I don't think I'll finish them because I think if I try, I'm gonna burn out on it. But we will see. So that concludes the cross stitch WIPGO boards. Next we have knitting. So number 9 is Gone with the Wind socks, and I put that in my new bag that I got in the Twice-Sheared Sheep Advent. And I said in my blog that I just edited that I thought that I did the fairground socks. Well, it turns out actually I'm further along than I thought I was. And the pattern is Stack of Books, not fairground. So I'm pretty sure I have completed the gusset decreases. I'll need to count the stitches to be sure. I'm pretty sure I'm complete. So now it's just working this first one the rest of the way down the foot. But so this is what it looks like. And it's very pretty. And the pattern is simple. I do want to do this pattern on a different yarn because it's just not really showing up well in this busy of a yarn. So I think I might try it on like a non-self-striping yarn and see how that fares. The other one is the Twists and Turns MCal by Stephen West, and this was last year's, and I got a kit called the Shire from Fangirl Fibers, and it came with this cute bag. Yeah, I'm still on part 1, like beginning stages of part 1, and that's because of these super annoying little sausages. Yeah, they're a pain in the butt to do, and so I'm still here. So I might make it my goal for this one. I think this is also the first time I've ever used single ply, and so there's definitely a bit of a learning curve with it. It's not as consistent as, like, there's some thicker parts and thinner parts. It's not as consistent as the normal fingering I'm used to working with. Anyways, I'm going to try to get through part 1 and have that as my goal. It's going to take more than 10 hours for sure, but we'll see if I can do it. For the socks, ideally, I'd like to complete the pair. I need to review the pattern again and see if I can, if it's simple enough that I can do it, like, to take them to work or whatever. Okay, so now that brings us to crochet. And number 9 is my Shadow of Goldberry, where now we get to figure out what it's actually called. So my first thought when looking at this, I'm on row 24. And so my first thought is to make the goal 10 rows. The problem I always need to remember is that unlike knitting, crochet rows grow quickly, and like this whole pattern is, hang on, I'm flipping to the end. And it is just called Goldberry. It's by Madhu Nior, Madcap Fancies. And I wrote down the information on this pattern. So the yarn is called Shadow. My hook size is a 4.5, which is really good to know because this pattern calls for a 4 or a 5. And so apparently I was like, split the baby down the middle, 4.5. And my start date was April 10th, 2019. It would be nice to finish this by April 10th, 2019. It's 5-year anniversary, but we'll see. That might be over ambitious. But anyway, so this pattern has 56 rows. By that 56th row, there is 517 stitches. And then there's a pretty involved edging. Excuse me. Row 23 that I just finished is 155 stitches. If I do 10 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it'll bring me to 241. So that is 90 stitch increase by the end. I mean, I don't know. It might be doable. We will see. But so this, let me first tell you about the cake. This is my cake, and it is just called Shadow. And I think it's really pretty. And the cake maker is called Little Favorites by Rhea. And I just found out that she actually stopped making cakes about a year ago, which is really shocking to me. I used to be in her Yarn of the Month club. It was the first Yarn of the Month I ever did. Her prices were so reasonable shipping to America. I think it was like $25 for a 1,300 meter, I think, cake shipped from Germany to America. But anyways, yeah, so this cake is a 4-ply, and there are 4 strands. I mean, kind of like DMC strands. Let's see, can I get it to show? Anyways, they change color as you're working, 1 strand at a time. So the pattern, so this is 1,000 meters. And the pattern says for the large size, it is 1,000 meters. I don't think it will use my whole cake because I am working with a 4.5 instead of a 5. But this is where I am at. And isn't that just so beautiful? This is the end that needs to be woven. Isn't this just so beautiful? Oh, I love it. And right now, the section I'm on is 3 blue stitches, 3 blue strands, and 1 gray. But I think it should be changing pretty soon because we've had that for several rows now. Anyway, that is my Shadow of Goldberry project. And I have it in this way oversized bag. Next is my Mango Liliana. And this is what the cake looks like. It's another one of Little Favorites by Rhea. This is a blanket, and I think I have 6 of these cakes. And right now it's still a circle, but this is what it looks like. And I have no clue where in the pattern I'm at. If I had to guess, I would say it's a Hooked on Sunshine pattern, but I could definitely be wrong about that. So then we're at our next WIPGO board, which is Advent Projects. And we're going to talk about number 9, which is Granny Squares first, and that is from the 2022 Harry Potter Advent Calendars. So we're going to do a quick look at the ones I have completed. I'm not going to read the names, just show you what they look like. So that's 1, this is 2, this is not in number order. 3, I love how that one looks. 4, I also really love this one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh, this one, 10, 11, this one's 12, and this one is 13. Originally, I had planned to block them before sewing them together, but I think I've changed my mind about that. I'm going to, I think I'm just going to join them. This one is smaller, and I hope that I didn't, like, accidentally go down a row. 11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The other possibility is that I accidentally went down a crochet hook. But it is stretchy, so I think as I'm joining, it will stretch out to what I need it to be. And I mean, it's not just that one that it's small against. Here's the whole pile, and it is, well, it's not the whole pile. But anyways, so I've got 11 colors left, I believe. And so my plan and hope is to actually finish crocheting all the granny squares for this month. And the thing that I do is after I crochet them, there is enough usually for one little Battenberg square. And so like here's an example of what it looks like. And so like if you're following along for the Advent style and I kept talking about making little Battenberg squares with the Anne of Green Gables, this is what a Battenberg square looks like. It is just 3 rounds and doesn't take a ton of yarn. And these will not be in the same Battenberg blanket as the Anne of Green Gables. I have a separate one that is made up of 1 Battenberg square from anything I've worked on. So I try not to make more than 1 from the same yarn, as I want it to be really scrappy like. So these I will be adding to my master collection. So then that brings me to the second one, which is it is the Radvent, and I've only completed 2 of the Lord of the Rings ones. This is my sample, and I still have the leftover yarn dangling from it because I haven't decided yet if I'm going to throw this into the blanket and make it a 5x5 instead of a 4x6. So depending on what I decide to do about that, I'll either frog this or put it in the blanket. And the other thing is that this one, I mean, I'm gonna have to block all of these ones. And these are worked from the center out. Once you get the hang of it, it's a pretty simple pattern. But I have only done 2. So my goal for this one is to do 10. That will definitely be way more than 10 hours. I think each one takes me 4 to 5 hours to do. But so as I was doing more of them though, they started to go faster. Well, I've only done 3 total, I guess. So this is 1. And this is called Gandalf the Grey. Although it's way more brown than gray. And then this one is called Legolas. And yeah, it's just really pretty. So I think when I have about like 5 total, I'm just gonna block them. Or maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. Wait for the warmer weather, right? Maybe in the summer I will block whatever I have completed. So I'm not gonna, this is all of the ones that I have left. This is apparently the one I had planned on doing next. This is Anduril Flame of the West. So yeah, this is the full skein that goes with it. I still have it in here because I don't know if I'm going to use this to connect them all. I would really love to use it as its own skein. But anyways, so those are the 2 knitting, well no, not knitting, the Advent WIPs. Sorry, baby. And then these I'm eventually going to add into the same drawer as the Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings, the Harry Potter Advent from this year. Which brings us to our final board, the book one. So the first, I actually had these ones in physical form. Probably not going to read them in their physical form, but that way you guys could see the cover without me having to like insert a picture. The first one is Cormoran Strike by Robert Galbraith. It's J.K. Rowling. But I've read this book a couple of times and I really like it. I am lucky that my mind forgets plots almost immediately, so I have no clue who did it because this is a mystery. And I'm just here for the ride. Again, I got this at Goodwill for $2.99. That's why I have the physical copy. But look at what perfect, pristine condition it's in. So I have this one and one other in the series in physical form. But yeah, I'll probably be listening to it. Then I brought my 3 Harry Potter book number 1s over here to show you. So I've got a hard copy of the book. Not actually read the hard copy. What? I have like a little bookmark in here. I guess I was reading and I got to page 113. I also have this edition, which is the one with all the pop-ups and cool things. This, and that folds out. So I'm considering actually reading this one because it's so cool. Like, look at this wizard's chest pop-up. So it's the 3 of them, and then all of the chess pieces. I mean, this book is so cool. Oh, it's beautiful. And I must have been reading this one as well because I just found a little like bookmark, I guess, over on page 93. So you might physically read it. And then the third one, which my bookmark tells me I got to page 59 on this one, is this beautiful illustrated edition. And I believe the 5th book of this one has just been released this year. And the 3rd one of this edition has been released this year. So I might try to read Harry Potter, actually physically read it this time. Let me take a look at something really quick. Okay, there's 17 chapters. So if I read a chapter a day, I could do that. Like, I could get through it. So maybe I will. Anyways, so that's my WIPGO. Sorry this video was like super long, over an hour. But yeah, I just wanted to preview what I will be doing in the January WIPGO. Tomorrow I will be or the next day, I will be filming my preview for the year and my wrap up of 2023. So the last things I've worked on and like that. So, Rosie is spinning in circles trying to find a comfortable spot. So I hope that that was fun for you guys and informative or whatever. I'm now gonna clean up the mess I've made, and I need to update a few cross stitch groups. But yeah, it's 11 o'clock now, so need to go to bed sometime soon. So I hope y'all had a great day, and I will talk to you later. And if you've done a WIPGO preview video, please link it down below so that I can go check it out. Bye, and have a great rest of your day.